from the KATC Weatherland, here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, it's hard to believe that we're saying this statement, but the hottest heat of the summer is still yet ahead of us. It's going to be the rest of this week and into the weekend. 104 or better on any given day through the next 5 to 6 days, and then maybe a little bit more light at the end of the tunnel. But this big ridge of high pressure has been hard to budge. So let's take a look at the big picture across the lower 48 and farther to the south and west. We see the tropical depression Harold moving into Texas and Mexico, and around this ridge you do have some weather. A nice little cool trough in the east coast, and on the western periphery you have this tropical moisture and some monsoonal moisture going through the mountains in the west, and in between this hot dry ridge of high pressure that's going to be sagging southward and building into the region in the wake of our tropical storm, now tropical depression Harold. As it moves inland, you can see all the heavy rain going inland with this system as we speak. And let's dial into the local radar. Still some flooding potential with this line of showers over toward Corpus Christi as it continues to move generally from the southwest to the northeast. So there could be some localized problems there. And then flooding rains really kick off along and west of I-35 from San Antonio up to just about Kerrville. So some of the hill country getting some rainfall, Del Rio, and eventually all this precipitation will continue to move westward through the deserts. Meanwhile, here locally, well, not a lot to get excited about. A 1 to 2% type of day. Few spotty showers. Lafayette actually got a little bit of a outflow boundary and a little bit of a sea breeze that shows up right here, and that actually cooled our temperatures from the low 100s into the mid 90s for a few hours, but then temperatures bouncing back up into the upper 90s. And 1 or 2 isolated cells. Oh, here's a nice little cell. Unfortunately, it's probably over about 2 dozen people. That's about it north of the I-Way area as we're crossing into Calcasieu Parish, but at least somebody's getting a little moisture love out there. The rest of us have to suffer in the high heat. Meanwhile, tropics still busy, but nothing threatening the Gulf of Mexico. That is the good news. The remnants of Emily could get going again. Tropical depression Gert is on its last legs, and tropical storm Franklin, that's going to be a problematic system. More on that in just a bit. Emily could redevelop. This system had a 70% chance of developing yesterday, now down to a medium chance, 40%. So that is good news there. And Franklin, well, that's going to be an issue for Hispaniola, especially the Dominican Republic, where very heavy rainfall will continue all the way perhaps over to Puerto Rico. We'll have to watch that as well. This storm system is going to be moving north and then eventually northeast. Elsewhere, we do have some storms by the Yucatan, no concerns. And tropical storm Harold upgraded to a tropical storm late last night. As we mentioned, we thought it would go after midnight, and by 1 a.m. it was a tropical storm. Now back down to a tropical depression, producing its heavy rainfall now across Texas. Anywhere between 2 to 6 inches of rain possible, and obviously flash flooding in these desert areas. So always a major problem, but some much needed moisture will work its way all the way to the Big Bend of Texas. Meanwhile, we are high and dry. Temperatures start out around 80 tomorrow morning. We'll get into the hundreds tomorrow afternoon. Don't pay attention to the graph model temperatures. They have not been doing well this summer, and maybe a spotty isolated shower and more high heat as we head into Thursday as well. So temperature-wise, these are the official forecast numbers we'll go with. 104 to 105 Opelousas, Ville Platte, 106 Bunkie and Alexandria, and 105 Leesville, DeRidder, 102 to 105 on the I-10 corridor. We'll go 104 in Lafayette. Check out Cecilia coming in at 105, and that's because we're going to have this north wind during the day tomorrow, and 103 to 105 common, with the exception down along the coastal areas. And then let's look at Thursday. Not enough heat for you. Up to 108 in Alexandria, 105 to 106 on the I-10 corridor, and we'll say 100 to 105 coastal parishes as well. So these are the hottest forecast numbers so far to date in the summer. Any day we get to 104, we could easily get to 106 or 107. We're not that good. And look at the heat index. Unbelievable. Heat index tomorrow, 112 to 118, pushing 120 Thursday, Friday into the weekend. So overnight tonight's going to be a quiet night. 80 the low, close to the record, but we might even duck into the upper 70s. Tomorrow we'll go 104 for the high. The record for tomorrow is 101, set back in 1921. That record will drop like it's hot. And as we move forward, 104 to 106 Thursday, Friday into the weekend. Going into next week, we're cautiously optimistic we may be able to ease those daytime highs down just a bit. But once again, it's a carrot at the end of the stick. The next 5 to 6 days are going to be incredibly rough. And again, stay hydrated, do everything you can to stay cool, and watch that outdoor work no matter what time. It's brutal out there.
Because it is hot. All right, thanks, Rob.